I Don't Like That podcast is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Oh, hi.
Hi there.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode. We're here on the
I Don't Like That
podcast. With
This-
your wonderful, beautiful, elegant. What is this? You look so chic.
I look chic today. I think I'm also just running out of clothes.
I know. I was like, I know. Yeah, when you realize, like, oh no, wardrobes.
I've worn a lot of things on this show.
You know what we love?
What?
We love Gucci. We love Zara. We love. Who else could sponsor us?
Balenciaga.
Well, you can have the Balencies.
I love Balenciaga.
You love Balenciaga.
But also today you look cute in your Temu hat. So I mean.
Oh, I know Temu. This is. They told me that it wasn't coming, and they tried to trick me, but it came. And
It
matches my SMG shirt.
Sickening.
Hello.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy the Vampire
my
Slayer.
last week's outfit was just a little too straight. So I had to take a little right turn and go.
That
back.
hockey jersey gotcha.
That I was straight. It was straight Pride Month.
You knew about stuff. You knew about hockey stuff.
But we decided.
Goals and defensemen
that we're actually
defense.
extending Pride Month.
We're always extending Pride Month. Pride Month is all year.
Sorry, straights.
Bye.
July's coming back.
Sign
We're
off.
taking.
No.
Well, we have Taya and Valkyrie here.
Yes, and we have the beautiful and amazing Mr. Bobby Blueberry with us again today.
Like
Clap.
me.
Snaps.
Snaps.
Snaps. Oh, we're going to talk about snaps.
Oh, snaps. The Snap Cup.
Snap Cup.
So we had a fun little week. We did our 4th of July was this last week. Mm-hmm. And we just weren't feeling it.
No, everyone in our friend group, nobody really wanted to celebrate. I mean, I feel like everyone is confused, scared, angry,
scary things
happy.
happen,
There's a
and
lot of emotion going around. So
Scary things happened. We were affected. The
Yes.
group was affected, and we just did not feel it. And then at 6:30, you and I
PM.
got on the phone. 6:30 p.m. And I was like, I got 4 burgers in the fridge, but I need a hot dog. We took back.
The 4th of July.
We took
it back. We literally, Bobby showed up. He had burgers in his bag. He had some buns. Snacks. And we went on you scooped me up. You didn't even come in.
I know.
I ran out.
I go, I'm going to scoop you up, and we're going to go get some potato salad. We're going to get some corn.
We went to Rock and Roll Ralph's.
We went to the most American grocery store, I feel like, in all of Hollywood,
It's on
West
Sunset,
Hollywood.
yeah.
The Rock and Roll Ralph's. There's randomly, if you're not from here, there's Ralph's is our grocery store. It's your Publix, your Hy-Vees, your
Yes.
Price Choppers. It's Ralph's is ours. But there's one on Sunset that is somehow officially known as
Rock and Roll Ralph's. I think it does have to do with the guitar
Center being
next
that
door,
makes sense.
is what I was told.
The guitar,
The lore.
the lore of the guitar center.
And Rock and Roll Ralph's.
And so it's and it's kind of like it's at the bottom of the Hollywood Hills, so like the cool people, but it's also scary sometimes.
Yeah, it has its moments.
And we were like, let's go get.
Taking it back.
We walked through Ralph's with a cart, and I saluted every aisle that we went down.
And everything that we saw that was red, white, and blue, we needed it.
In the cart.
In the cart. You got really excited about some cake pops, but they were like birthday cake pops.
I know. I was like, cake pops, but then we walked 10 meters.
Feet, whatever.
Well, I was going to say 10 meters because I feel like you guys use meters in Canada.
We used all of it.
Kilometers. We walked 0.01 kilometers in that grocery store, and we saw a thing of cupcakes that was red, white, and blue and had like a big USA American thing on it. And
I was like, this is ours.
And cake pops were out. Cupcakes were in.
Cupcakes were in. And Little Debbie's.
And I got the Little Debbie's, which were 4th of July Little Debbie's.
Yep.
Potato salad,
and the
pasta salad.
Yeah, and then the conversation we had in the hot dog aisle should have been recorded.
Oh my God! Well, we were
really determined to get the real, true American hot dog.
But I got distracted because I saw that the andouille Cajun andouille sausage.
Fancy sausage.
And she goes, "Put the fancy sausage down. This is
we are here for
4th of July.
the Franks.
We're here for the and I go
the ballpark.
The ballpark Franks. This is what we're getting.
Yes, and we did get them.
And then we that was between by let's just say 8:00. The food was ready.
Yes,
it was grilled.
And we made. I made hot dogs. I made hamburgers.
Taya grilled.
I'm the grill master.
And her corn
Oh yeah, we had corn on the cob.
She made
You
corn.
have to tell them about the corn in the husk.
Should I? Oh well, we get
to the vegetable aisle.
We get to the corn,
section.
and we're like, of course we got to get some corn. But I saw the corn with the husk on it, which reminds me so much of childhood, where your parents kind of use you as free labor.
Yeah.
They give you the husk corn.
Go outside and chuck these corn.
Chuck the corn, and it's like fun. And I was like, oh my god! And you go, we are not
doing that.
Husking corn today.
No.
And so chucking, whatever the word is.
I don't know.
And so we bought the
Pre-chucked.
Pre-chucked.
Yeah.
Pre-shucked.
Chucked.
It's
Chuck.
shucked.
Chuck. Oh, you chuck an oyster.
You chuck an oyster, you shuck a corn.
Shuck a corn.
Shuck a corn. That would be good drag name. Shuck a
Shuck
corn.
a corn.
Shuck a corn is forever and always. I've never felt when someone's like, what's your drag name? I know my... Oh, I mean, if you want to make a drag, you could say shuck a porn, but I know shuck a corn is shuck a con. Shuck a corn. Shuck a corn
It's so good.
is my drag name.
So we got the corns. There was like 6 cobs of corn.
7.
7?
Yeah, and you do butter.
Yeah, so I individually put them in their own little kind of, holder of tinfoil.
Yeah.
And then I put butter on them. I'd use the garlic, salt, and pepper. And then you
also
rub that butter all over it.
Well, we were in the butter aisle, and I was like, we are going to get the fancy butter.
Yeah, because I was like, should we get the fake butter?
We don't eat a lot of butter, and I was like, we're going to get the Key Gold. The Key Gold butter, because
Yeah.
it does taste better.
That sounds like you're saying Kegel.
Key Gold. That'd be another great drag name. Key Gold butter.
Like Kegels? Do you know what Kegels are?
Kegel butter.
Do you know what Kegels
I
are?
know what a Kegel is.
I'm doing them right now.
I fucking knew you were going to fucking say that. I knew you were going to say you're doing Kegels, because I'm doing Kegels.
It literally sounds like that. So yeah, we did get the very good salted Irish butter.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I wrap them up in tinfoil individually, make a little pouch, and then I put them on the grill and I kind of flip them every couple minutes so they kind of the butter gets melted and moves around, and they were so good.
And
Sweet corn.
And then she did that.
Chuck a corn.
Chuck a corn, and then also the burgers and the hot dogs. But those all standard. You got to have them 4th of July.
Yeah.
While she was grilling, I put the table out on the back.
Yeah, we actually put out a table in the
and I
backyard.
go, we're going to do a 4th of July spread.
Yeah.
And we put it all together.
And Bleach 10 came over.
Bleach 10 came over, and from concept of plan to actually eating was less than 2 hours. We had a full spread. Got the potato
it was very
salads.
cute.
But I guess we should talk about a very important subject. Very 4th of July is like, how do you eat your corn?
Oh, okay. Everybody, how do you eat your corn?
There's 2 ways.
Yes, there's
vertical, where you turn it as you eat it, and you eat like one turn.
Rotation.
Or the Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Where you go across the thing, and it was you, me, John, your husband, and Bleach 10, and I was the only one. You guys all ate it vertical. I was the only one who ate Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
But also, I'm from Kansas. This is like corn is our. It's
your bread and butter.
Our currency.
It's your You pay for your car wash with corn.
Well, we're gonna put a little video. If you're listening, you might want to switch over to YouTube just to see how I eat corn.
So I eat it circular, right?
Yeah.
Around. And then I look over at Bobby. Good glasses.
Oh no!
The glasses are off.
Glasses are
I
off.
look over at Bobby, and Bobby is full on Bugs Bunnying this shit.
Because I also have to do a whole lot. I had to do a line of corn. I had to do the whole line. I I go all the way across.
It was comical.
You'll see. We'll put the video because also there is.
And he ate.
My favorite video is the one that Bleach 10 is walking on the table and he's trying to film me secretly. And I'm mid-line. I'm almost done with my line of corn, and I look up, and I was like, God damn it, you're filming me eat corn.
Oh, and I felt like it was so cartoony also because you looked so happy eating it.
It makes me so happy.
Your eyeballs were this big. And then also I felt like it was almost like you could see like little butter splats like coming out.
Corn is...
And it was very buttery. I did not hold back. I went full in with the Kegel butter.
The garlic salt was something I had never... experience, and it was the garlic salt was so good. Oh my god! And yeah,
thank me later.
I'm sure that there were cartoon butter splats going around.
Oh yeah, but we had a good time. We ate the corn. We had the hot dogs.
We had a hot dog, and then we were 9:00, and we're like, what do we do now? We didn't want to go out.
No.
So
and the fireworks. Let's talk about that for a sec. We could not see fireworks from my house because we're a very residential area in West Hollywood.
Your bushes are very tall.
Private, large trees and bushes around our house. But my God, could we hear it.
Oh, you could hear them.
It was going on, and it went on until like 2, 3 in the morning.
Because I'm also
100%.
someone who's like, I kind of like, when every 4th of July, if I like see a flash of a light of a firework, I'm like, saw him. I didn't even like go outside to look. We just heard them.
I heard them. That was enough.
But better than fireworks.
We decided
to watch a movie. And we were like, what movie do we watch? But like, Americana, American Pie. What do we watch? Wet Hot American
And what did I suggest?
Legally Blonde 2, Red,
White, and Blonde.
Oh, and what a camp.
We needed our Lord and Savior Elle Woods to take us through the
camp.
gaining back and taking back of the 4th of July.
We took back the 4th.
Woo!
And that movie was... What
an iconic classic film.
It was also, a movie that I kind of...
study it in film school.
It was better than I remember. It should be studied.
That should be studied.
No, the first one should be studied. That's a pitch perfect movie. But Legally Blonde 2, the camp is turned up.
Turned up. Tell them about the light that I have never noticed before.
Oh, and John, her husband, who, Manly Man, he was like, he watched the whole movie with us. He loved it.
Loved it.
But we noticed in the first 15 minutes that, like, there's a pink light always on, like, the back of Elle's hair. Like, it was like
backlit.
Backlit with pink. Like, she's driving in her car in the middle of the day and that pink light is still going. I go, what is going on with this pink light? And then she gets fired and the pink light is gone.
It literally, within a second, like, as soon as they fire her from the law firm because she's trying to save Bruiser's mom.
Yep.
The light goes out. The sparkle is gone.
The sparkle's gone.
Dim,
and I go, that's
nothing.
Visual storytelling is what that is. But that is also
camp.
High camp.
High camp.
And it was a lot better than I remember. That particular movie. It was so much fun. Bruiser's Bill.
Bruiser's Bill.
Well, let's talk also about the Republican with the gay dog. Incredible. Absolutely. What is this?
What is happening?
He's like, they're having that hearing and he goes, fine, I'll say it. My dog is of the homosexual kind. And I love that flamer. Flamer has also not been a term used since the 90s, 2000s.
I was going to say the 1800s.
Hilarious that he's like, I love that flamer. And then they have the gay dogs the gay dogs of America for Bruiser's Bill. And they're passing out, him and the Republican and Jennifer Coolidge are like throwing beads.
Paulette
at the Million Dog March.
Million Dog March for Bruiser's Bill.
What in the living...
With all the sororities.
It was so fucking good. And it was stupid. The perfect 4th of July
film. Add it to your list of 4th of July films.
Which is what we were talking about this. I go, wait, is Bruiser's Bill, is it illegal to do animal testing?
Did you Google it?
I did Google. Is it illegal to do animal testing in the United States? It is legal, but there is the Animal Welfare Act, which of course keeps things contained, but there are 12 states that it is illegal. I mean, you can obviously guess at least 5 of those off the top of your head.
California.
Oregon, Washington, New York, Virginia, Nevada, Maine. That's like at least 9 right there. But there's a couple other that were like, of course, you know that.
Oh, I love that, though. Yeah. But we need the whole country to be free of animal testing.
For Bruiser's Bill.
For Bruiser's Bill.
For gay and straight dogs.
Dogs of America. Also, I told you this story, and I'll tell it here on the pod. When I was about 10, 11 years old, I actually first found out about animal testing because I didn't know what that was. And you can ask Hurricane Lorraine for, proof. But I wrote a letter to Procter and Gamble after I found out that they tested on animals.
Did they write you back?
They did.
They did?
They wrote me back. And no, it was not my mom faking it with a letter. They actually wrote me back. Like, it came in a big envelope. It said Procter and Gamble, very official.
What'd they say?
I mean, I can't remember specifically what they said, but it was something along the lines of like, we know that we see you, we understand your concerns, and we're trying to better our, practices of testing products and things like that.
Procter and Gamble. 24 hours to respond to this podcast.
Yeah. Let us know.
We need to know what's going on with the animal testing.
Because guess what? Even 10 years after I was 11 years old, right now, I'm still worried about it.
But also, you will put blush on your white dog, which is adorable. But that's also, that was probably already pre-tested on a human.
I mean, it's Bowie.
It's Bowie. He's the perfect dog for blush.
He is like the perfect Marie Antoinette
That's not,
toned fur.
that's not animal testing. That's already been
That's
tested.
me being bored and being like, come here.
Come
Come here. It's Halloween.
And he also just lets you.
And he's just like this.
And it's also not the weirdest thing we see in this town with animals and people. And
Oh my gosh, no.
no, when we went to that dog thing, the Lisa Vanderpump dog $1 million.
We were amateur hours walking in there.
It was the
gotta step up our game.
the dyes, the outfits, the matching outfits.
We should wear Bruiser's Bill t-shirts next year.
We are doing that. We're
Hats.
absolutely
Yeah.
doing that.
We
We're
need-
absolutely wearing Bruiser's
For
Bill.
America.
America.
And for
am I
Bruiser's
right?
Bill.
And then after we watched the classic masterpiece, cinematic masterpiece, Red, White, and Blonde, we watched an episode of Drag Race, and then
The latest one.
in true American fashion. Then we ended the night watching
With some true crime.
true crime docs.
Yeah.
The Gabby
Petito.
Petito.
Documentary 3-part series on Netflix. I obviously have said this before. I'm a true crime junkie, so I know a lot about that case, and I was surprised that you guys... I mean, you had heard about it.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know. You know, I kind of remember like wanting to be like, does he die? I forget. I kind of remembering, but forgetting.
Yeah, and I kind of
Or
give
like-
you guys...
I was like, do they find the body?
yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
no, they'll find the body. And I go,
Yeah.
okay. But the
It's a
thing
very
I-
horrible, awful case.
But the big takeaway from that was watching that documentary. All of the women police officers, all the women authority figures are
asking the questions,
concerned, are going, this is weird. And all the men officers making the excuses of like, oh,
Yeah.
they're just fighting. Oh, they've just had a
It's
bad
fine.
day.
I don't think we should
him
charge
in
the-
a hotel.
Yeah.
And they're like, she can stay in the van. And the woman is like, all the women were going like, this is
not
weird.
weird.
She's missing.
And also the phone call that they have recorded of the police officer from Florida where
They're like, go to the house.
calling to New York because her family was in, is it Rhode Island? Long Island. Was in Long Island, and they were in Florida, and like the difference between the way that like this woman in
First, the Florida officer is talking to the woman from New York, and the way he's talking, dismissing her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, let me get my supervisor. And the supervisor was a man.
Mm-hmm.
And his tone, the Florida guy's tone completely changed.
It was so obvious and crazy to hear.
Crazy.
And I literally said it out loud. I go, did you guys notice how different that conversation sounded?
It's like,
they're saying the same thing. The guy's just
Absolutely.
repeating exactly
Minutes
the same
apart
thing.
from each other.
Minutes apart.
Like, it's not like new
Seconds.
developments. Seconds apart going, let me get that thing, let me get my supervisor. And then like he's like, now he's listening.
Yeah.
And not
taking
saying,
it seriously.
Oh, yeah, I was taking it serious. Oh boy, that was my big takeaway.
was
Was
very
all the
annoying.
women going,
Yeah.
and all the men making that was really disheartening to see all the men just like trying to make excuses for him. Being like, oh, it's okay.
She's
blah,
the
blah.
aggressor. She's the aggressor.
My wife has anxiety too.
Just tell her to have a hot bath.
Shut the fuck up. Have a hot bath was wild.
Get her in the shower. She'll calm down.
My wife just
What?
sometimes she just needs a bath. And meanwhile, they put him in a hotel and they're like, to the girl, you can go get a $4 shower down the street.
And then they paid for his hotel.
Absolutely not. And
No.
but every single time someone comes on screen, I will go, well, they did it.
Every single time. Didn't matter who.
I was like, they did it. Unless
They could have showed the golden retriever that lived next door, and he's still like, they did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
The golden retriever did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows things. He knows.
And there's like nothing more American than
Closing it out with some true crime.
murder. Literally.
But Bruiser's Bill,
I mean, that
we
was
salute you.
So that was our
fourth.
It was cute. It was very simple.
Very low key, very simple, very last minute. But honestly, I think that sometimes the best and most fun things you do with your friends can be last minute.
Absolutely.
Planning is also very important, but sometimes the most fun and stupidest things are the best. So it worked out great. We had a great little cute meal.
By 8:30, we were out in the backyard with
Snaps from the barbecue.
Oh, that was the snap cup from Legally Blonde too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's snap cup.
Iconic. Should we get a snap cup?
We should get a snap cup.
I think we should I'll make a bedazzled snap
We're going to
cut.
have a snap cut for the pod. When we have people on here, everybody write down a compliment.
That's actually
A snap
fucking
cut.
hilarious.
We're doing it.
Snap cut.
Sorry, we just had a meeting right in front of you.
Right. Yeah, you
We're
witnessed it.
We're having a snap cut.
Snap cut.
Yeah.
And maybe we have Presley come in every time we do the snaps.
Oh my God.
He's our own little bruiser.
I love it. And so, yeah, now that's a little transition to
Our subject of
a
today.
little subject today, something we very near and dear to our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And also the hell that the world has become.
Yeah, we are here to talk to you guys this week about something that, has taken over our lives, like our phones and things like that. But more importantly, what social media has done to the world.
And to us.
And to us.
God,
and the way people treat each other and stuff like that.
Social media, that's like our little
discussion.
topic. And I feel like we could
go for
we'll try to keep
days.
it contained as much as possible.
And I will
because
try
there's
not to go
about
on
a million
a tangent.
things of social media, because there's also some things I want to go over.
Yeah.
There are some things I need to say. In fact, I'll say one right now.
Yes.
On Instagram, Reels.
Yes.
When you're more so stories, when you're like clicking on the right hand side of the screen to go to the next story, because you're like, I've seen enough of this.
Yeah, you flip.
Yeah, when you're flipping, when somebody puts a tag right where you flip, or puts a tag of a music and it takes you to their page or takes you to that music.
Annoying.
Banned. We cannot. You should not be able to put the tag on the right hand where you're just. I'm trying to swipe to the next story.
Complicating it for everybody.
And it takes me to. I will run for president on that. I'm like
What do you stand on? Don't put the
disrupt the flow of my
of your story watching.
of my doom scrolling.
You're doom scrolling.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to really decide like when social media really started. I would say it's like the original Facebook.
I think Facebook. There's two really like I think. Of course, there was online blogs, but that wasn't popular. That was kind of nerd behavior.
And then there was obviously, I skipped over MySpace, which
MySpace, but that's also the same. This all
Same
kind of
kind of
happened
thing.
the same, the 2000, because Facebook,
early 2000s.
well, we had just, I feel very lucky that our high school experience had just missed social media.
Yeah,
We
100%.
barely had cell phones, was not even a thing in high school for
the only
us.
person that I knew that in high school that had phones were like the rich kids. The really rich kids.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 of them.
Yeah, I graduated, you were 2001?
Yeah.
I graduated in 2003, and by the time I was a senior, 10 people had cell phones.
Yeah, like they were just not a thing. And they were expensive. They were super
I
expensive.
was one of them. I had one, but I had
Rich.
I had-
Kansas rich.
I was not
It's all
rich.
that corn.
I was of those 10 people, I can guarantee you right now, I was the only one who was paying for my own bill.
Got it.
But it was also by the minutes, like that kind of thing. Don't call until after 9 p.m. So also
Texting was expensive.
I didn't use I don't think I made more than like 3 phone calls on that phone.
Because it was actually used to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was used to survive. So even, I remember like kind of going to college. My friend was going to college in Bethel, and they were like, after Facebook was doing Harvard, they extended to 5 schools, and they were one of them. And it was like this random Jesuit or Catholic college in Kansas, Bethel. They were one of the people who got Facebook. So I remember him telling me about it before it became, because then Facebook became, it wasn't everybody, it was only college students who got Facebook.
I remember hearing about MySpace when I was in, like, towards the end of high school. Never had it because, like, we've talked about this. I was just so busy with other things.
It was also a little, like, MySpace was still almost in the vein of those blogs.
Yeah, and like there was like MSN Messenger, was that a thing? Did you guys ever have ICQ? In Canada, ICQ was a big one.
No, but the Messenger one.
Yeah, and it was the same idea. And also, this was the time when a lot of your internet was on your phone line. So like my parents wouldn't let me just sit on Messenger and block the phone lines.
We had that.
We only had one phone. Yeah, we only had one phone line.
It took like a minute and a half to get connected.
And it wasn't
to
until
the
I
internet.
went to university in like 2001, 2002 that I actually got MySpace, and I barely even used it. I feel like it wasn't like a big thing for me because I just really didn't get it. And then it wasn't until a couple years later when I found out about Facebook. And even then I was just like, what do you mean? Like I was so confused by the whole thing.
Because also Facebook kind of, MySpace, for whatever it was, but Facebook kind of was more...
college and like...
It was more like user-friendly, like dummy, like MySpace still had a little... It felt like almost a little coding to it still.
Yeah, and like I wasn't doing that.
And I wasn't doing all that.
Yeah.
And then
I got the Facebook, and like I feel like at first, obviously, it was used for all of us to communicate with our like family and friends and like people back home.
Facebook
and, like,
also used to be like, Taya Valkyrie is feeling good today.
Oh yeah, have you ever looked back on your old?
No.
Oh, it's horrifying, especially when it's like it'll give you what is that called? Like it'll give you like a 10 years ago on this day or whatever flashbacks, and I have like an old Facebook from before, which was like probably the original one I started 1 million years ago that I don't even use anymore. Yeah. Because that one probably has some...
Did you say your Facebook?
Facebook. That one has probably some crazy, like 15, 20 years ago, that Kira was feeling sad today. Like just...
Yes. I also remember we used to like post, like posting being like drunk at a party was like... like acceptable. And like...
Also, it was the... Before... cell phones really took a lot of photos, or you knew what good quality photos were.
Yeah.
So you would go home after a night out if you had a digital camera, or you know the horrible fuzzy photos that you would have on your flip phone, and you would upload them straight to Facebook, and not like 5 best ones.
No,
you'd do like 204.
No,
why?
Because also I remember I had a.
Why are we doing that?
I had a nice like digital camera. Like it wasn't now. And that like also affected the social media changed everything because there was these. I had a nice digital camera. I had them at parties, so I would like take cool pictures and post them. And then like once it became like this like anybody can do it thing.
Yeah.
I don't take photos anymore. Like even on my phone when I'm out, I am the last person to whip out the phone and go, let's all take a selfie, which I saw because I try to like enjoy the moment. Beyonce, like I think I took like 5 photos at a Beyonce concert, which is insane.
And also I feel like even when we went to Beyonce, like at the end when we were about to leave, we were like, oh, let's make sure we at least take like I took a photo of you and David. Yeah. You guys took a picture of me and John, and then we tried to take one together. Like it wasn't like we were taking a million photos the entire time. Yeah. Like there's like 3 pictures of us together.
And there's people who like, you know, of course live and die in selfies. I kind of got to this attitude of like and it feels a little Regina George of me. I let people post for me. I don't post for myself. But I also just don't spend time. I mean, you do all the social media for this, and I just get to repost it. But we all both do our own things. I do the editing, you do this.
Yeah, we all have our own responsibilities.
But like on Instagram, I like post once or twice a year.
Yeah, you never posted before.
Ever
before this.
I post twice a year, and I'm like, okay, I choose. I like to usually do like a June photo dump because it's Pride and birthday. And that's like when I do the most things with all my friends. I'm like, all right, let me do a Pride dump, a June dump. That does not sound right. I don't like the way that sounds. But I'm not a poster. And of course now with all the pods, like I just repost it. Yeah. But social media just isn't.
And like for me, like I remember I didn't really even find out about Instagram. I was living in Mexico. I specifically remember I had Twitter, because original Twitter. I think I started when I started doing fitness competition and getting into wrestling because people were telling me like it was important to get Twitter. So I had one. Yeah. And then Instagram I didn't get until I was in Mexico, and one of my friends from Calgary, Brittany, was like, how do you not have Instagram? Like you are crazy. You need to get Instagram. And I started my Instagram. Yeah. And I mean, and also because of what I do for a living, being in entertainment, being in pro wrestling, and being in now podcasting and in the arts, you honestly have to have a mark across social media. I think, especially when you're trying to make it or when you're like starting out or whatever.
Unless you're at Emma Stone status, where she's like,
I don't want to do it.
I don't have to do it. And I'm like, good for where Jennifer Aniston did her first post and broke Instagram because. Yeah.
She'd never done that. She didn't have to because she's Jennifer motherfucking Aniston.
I do like Instagram is my personal favorite. Yes. Because it is just photos and a little caption.
And I feel like it's cute to share like what you're doing and like letting people kind of in without letting them completely into your life.
It's the least dark.
A lot of it, like I try, and my mom's even said this to me, like to try and show like, yes, the manicured, highly manicured side of like, you know, my professional wrestling or photo shoots, but it's also important to show like us hanging out and like having a real life, because a lot of people will manicure their social media to be so fake that you don't even know this person, and a lot of time, and I know some people like this, yes I do, you meet them in person and you go, who the hell is this? Because they have completely altered their photos or their videos so much,
my God.
right? And I'm like, how are you not mortified Like,
I die when I'm like, that is not who I met.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm on television, okay? Like, I can't tell TBS and TNT to filter my matches. That's just not a thing. So you are seeing the real me. You're seeing the real me here. And there are people out there who will alter their images so much. And I think that that's just like, get a life.
Just this week.
Get a life.
I'm not going to get into details. Just this week, we had an interaction with a friend of a friend. And first of all, you had never met this person. I've met them once. I've only seen them on social media. And we like smiled and said like, hi, cordials. But then like later they go, oh, Bobby and Taya didn't like acknowledge me. And I go, hold on. And I pulled up his Instagram. Hasn't posted in 6 years. And also since then, he's been touched by an angel. He does not look the same. And I go, I'm sorry, but I would not have recognized him.
And I had never met this person before, so I have no idea who they are. And I just went like this.
And
Hello.
they go, wow, they were so cold. And we're like, what are you talking about?
People are insane.
That was insane and almost comical because we were like,
yeah.
I was like,
also, people are nuts, though.
I mean, friendly the twink.
Yeah, like, I just think people in general have lost their mibs, as I like to say, their minds.
And yeah, social media, that's another thing, because I moved here in 2008. You know, this is the height of Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I moved here in 2008 in LA, and it was kind of like, I felt my life here, like, I'm going to nightclubs, and I'm like, literally, Paris Hilton's right there. The cast of Glee's are over there. I stopped posting because I was like, whoa, my life is it's crazy and unbelievable here. Mm-hmm. It's like, I didn't care if people talked. I didn't care about it. Like, yeah. I'm having a good time.
That's literally the life that we're living.
And I could sit here and be one of those people. You're never going to catch me trying to get a selfie with a celebrity so I can post it on social media.
That is so fucking embarrassing.
Embarrassing to post.
To go. Unless you are like their friend, like their legitimate
Absolutely. Friend. Unless you're friends.
Or unless you're paying for the meet and greet.
Oh,
don't do it.
Paying for the meet and greet.
Paying for the meet and greet.
But being like, hey, can I get it's also.
And people will ask to take pictures with me. You've seen it. You've been there and stuff. Yeah. I have absolutely never had a problem with that at all. Always will. Because those people are the people that pay my bills, that have supported me through all sorts of levels of my career and everything.
There's only 3 celebrities that I would.
But the thing is, a lot of times you'll see a celebrity out eating dinner, or or people will interrupt intimate moments, or at parties when they shouldn't, or if they're staff, and I don't know. I just think that there's appropriate times for everything. Appropriate times, and also I would never.
It's also like never. Even an
and now someone's trying to pull up some weird photo of me from 20 years ago when I saw someone famous. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, everyone's allowed to get excited about their favorite people.
Even
obviously.
An example, you and I are besties, and you gave me a Taya Valkyrie doll, which I like. Oh my god! And then you're over there today, and I go, I need you to sign this. I need you to sign it. And you go, I'll sign it. I think a loser would have been like, let me go rummage for a marker. And I was like, well, she'll sign it when we'll do this sometime. I don't, some people are just so desperate too. I'm like, I'll get her to do it. But we're also hanging out. We're drinking. I don't care.
Yeah, and going off of that, and this has come up a lot.
I'm going to sell it.
In professional wrestling, this is actually a conversation that a lot of people have had, and it's come up, is that, when you're arriving at a hotel, when you're arriving at an airport, when you're going places, and fans will be there and stuff and ask for selfies, and there's quick interactions without being completely suffocating, totally fine. But there are people that will wait at airports and have, for example, Rhea Ripley and Rey Mysterio have gone on the record talking about this, as well as we've experienced it. It's 4 a.m. I'm in the security line, haven't slept because we got home, back to the hotel from TV at midnight. We're up at 3. We're in security, and people are walking up to me with 5 action figures to sign. No.
No, absolutely. And another,
I will sign 1 or 2 things, but if you, for example, I've seen people do this to John, and they have a giant box, or they have a piece of cardboard and they've put 20 cards of John's. And they asked him to sign all of them. I'm sorry, baby, but no. This is also, first of all, it takes a long time to do all that, but also we know that you're just going to. You're selling it. You know what I mean? And that's also how we make money. That's also how we go. We have our meet and greets, or we have conventions and stuff. And I'm seriously not being an asshole. I will sign things for people.
Because also just every day of the week. I'm exhausted. I'm a person too.
Yeah.
I just want to get to my plane.
And that's
a big no is people coming up with you. They're already, because I see this, and you see celebrities get mad about this, and I agree with this wholeheartedly. Be upset that when they come up with their phone already recording. to get the
reaction, to see if you're going to be a jerk.
No, it's more just going like, hi, I'm here with Kate Blanchett, and it's already filming. It's like, Kate Blanchett probably would have been like, oh, I'll do a selfie. Don't come up with the already recording. That would piss me off.
Some weird manners that I feel like people have forgotten, and that totally goes back into the social media conversation.
Oh.
Because I've had moments where I've signed things where I think that I've had a perfectly normal interaction, 1 or 2 things for this person, 1 or 2 things for this person, I go on my way. And then I go online and someone is saying that I was a bitch because I only wanted to sign 1 or 2 things. And I'm like, I'm not being a bitch.
That's not fair. That's
like,
not fair.
I'm also not, you're not paying for this. We're having this lovely little moment. I'll take a photo with you and da-da-da. But people are rude and they feel like they can say anything they want on social media. And people will always argue, like, you're a person in the public eye. Like, you signed up for this, bitch. Stop.
No. That's just like, I just saw something where our dear friend Scarlet Envy, there's some post, and, I was looking at the comments because she did the whole thing with Cardi B.
Yeah.
And in the comments, somebody wrote, this is the nastiest drag queen I ever met. She was so rude to me. One comment, but it's like, you also tell me the whole story first of all. What happened? Blah blah. Also, what was Scarlett doing for the last 24 hours before that? And I just wrote underneath. I go, this sounds like a you problem, because literally the nicest human I've ever met in and out of drag, who also
takes the time.
read me to filth like a person at the Abbey. Read me for filth at the Abbey. It was like, you need a...
Yeah, but the thing, but
like a friend read, not like a drag queen read.
The things that people think are okay to say behind a computer screen through social media is fucking insane.
Insane.
I have been called...
Hold on. Hold on a second. Because let's...
You have your favorite rebuttal of mine.
So... my Twitter story is I downloaded Twitter, let's say 2010, 11.
Okay.
And Twitter was new, and it was also kind of like, it was easy to get followers because people were new to it and people were just like jumping on each other's things. And I pretty quickly got like some girl from, I want to say Romania or something, someone random, foreign. This is also when it's all new. Like now this wouldn't bother me, but back then she would make collages of me. Fine. But then I remember
the collage era.
I was at a party.
It's like the Snapchat era.
I was at a party, and I think I was like partying a little bit, like lightly, just like, I think I took like a microdose of mushroom or something. I was just like lightly, like just feeling my body and feeling good. And she posts, if you don't respond, I'm gonna kill myself.
Ugh.
And I deleted Twitter because I was like freaked out by it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't tripping. It was more like.
And this is someone you have never met before.
Someone I never met. Yeah. And this is also, now that's kind of.
What was this, 2008? Like.
This is, 2010, it was, and it's kind of one of those things, like now it's like.
It's
this
such
stuff
a
is
sensitive subject too. Like it's so.
These things
it's like
are kind of more common now, but back then I go, whoa, I'd never heard of this before. And I was.
And you're freaked out.
I was like, oh my God, this person's literally like, if you don't respond to me, I'm going to kill myself. And I was like, your life is not in my, I don't know you. You're from a foreign country. And so then in 2020 during the pandemic, I re-downloaded Twitter because it's about, at that point you're stuck
in your house,
and it's
we
kind
were
of
all
like, it's communication.
Deep in social media at that point.
And I got deep into social media and Twitter, and I'm very pro-vax. Oh, come on, I'll say here, I'm pro-vaccination. And if you're not,
what do we
breathe.
Do? Okay.
So I would go on Twitter and
tear people
apart. I remember I got into a Twitter spat with Scott Baio one day.
Oh my, Scott Baio.
Because he's anti-vax, and I tweeted at him, I go, has anybody tried killing the vaccine, killing COVID with the same thing Scott Baio used to kill his career? And he reposted it.
And he was pissed.
For 2 days, I was so entertained by the responses.
Oh, because you put the chum in the water, as I call it.
I put the chum in the water.
Put the chum in the water.
And I lived, because also, another rule for social media, and this is rule number 1, never respond. Write your comment and never come back.
Yes.
You can sometimes.
I've gotten so much better about that.
Sometimes, like, but my rule is, like, put your chum in the water and never come back. And the other day, now I've moved to Threads. I deleted Twitter. Hellscape. I do not tweet. Can't do it anymore. But Threads, I like Threads a lot more. It just aligns more
Yeah,
with
you
my
are
political
very
views.
Threads positive.
But also, yeah, and Threads, Twitter, it's like, God, you can't get followers, but on Threads, like
It's newer.
it's newer and people will.
And have you tried Blue Sky? Have you
I
gotten into
did,
Blue
but
Sky a little bit?
I didn't like
You need to pick one, I feel like.
I didn't like the algorithm I didn't like the setup of Blue Sky. I don't like that it's just, I like Threads. And I'm like, follow me for my replies, not for my posts. Because I don't post, I just reply. And the other day I did reply to one of them. I said something, and I just said my thing, and one of the responses was, simp dick motherfuck,
something awful.
Something awful. And I just did the gif of the kid going, Jesus Christ. Like, what
Oh yeah,
are
I
you
love when I
doing?
look back on like my most used GIF reactions, because I will react with GIFs now.
You react with gifs.
I
Yes.
react with GIFs
Me
now,
too.
and there's a couple that I use a lot. A lot of tea sipping
Oh,
ones.
we should do
a lot of like.
We should do a top. I love the White Lotus Leslie Bibb. We should. We'll take this time while we talk, putting about gifts, because I have to put some of my favorite gifts. Whoopi Goldberg going. Okay, because
Yeah.
some people will rant about the new Superman movie and then just go,
What?
okay.
Yeah, I use a lot of Lady Gaga's. There's a Beyonce one that I use a lot.
I have one of the cartoon of the devil going, first of all, yikes.
There's one too of like a little girl, and she's swinging on a swing, and she's just taking a bite of an apple and going like,
Oh, good. That's
which
a
I
good
actually took
one.
from my friend Rosemary. Shout out to Rosemary, who used it all the time. And she's actually one of the reasons, yes, that I stopped. I would react a lot because I would get in moods because I have been absolutely torn apart on Twitter for literally existing. Okay. And this is the problem also being a female in entertainment. People will attack you for your looks, the way you paint your nails, the way you dress, the way your hair color
But
is.
it's the keyboard courage.
Oh my God, it is insane. I've been
wait.
told to kill myself. I've been told that my life is crap, my career is garbage, and that I should just die. And I am
And that
supposed
was
to...
just me yesterday.
And that was just... But it is absolutely fucking insane.
My favorite.
Fucking insane. And I don't care if I put myself in the public eye. I think that is just wrong. And,
It's wrong.
And what did you learn as a child? Did you have a
But also, it's screaming
Manners.
into the void.
Oh
Is
my
also
God.
why I deleted Twitter, is that when you're doing these things, reacting,
yeah.
I have fun with it. Like, it's all about fun.
And it's become that
But people
now.
who scream it's screaming into the void.
Yes, and my friend Rosemary would give, because she would see me sometimes just go on like a little like kind of thing, and and she's like, Taya, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I've gotten better, and also I've just realized that like I just don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm like, I have a beautiful life, a beautiful husband, beautiful dogs, beautiful house, beautiful job, beautiful friends. I'm so sorry that your life is so miserable that you have a problem with all these things.
Also, I will. Here's the
I'm
thing
sorry
too.
for you.
Be kind on social
Be
media.
kind.
And I will
It doesn't
say,
hurt. It doesn't cost you anything to be fucking nice to people.
But I'm guilty of this. I will be mean to somebody if they're being mean to someone else.
Yes.
Like there was during New York Pride, I think Sunday night, there was a shooting outside Stonewall. And I actually don't know the update, but I know one guy was shot in the head. He was in critical condition.
Oh my
One guy was
God,
shot in
yeah.
the leg.
I think I remember seeing it. Some
And
news
somebody,
about that.
and of course there's somebody in the comments who goes, everyone's saying love. Oh my God, I hope. And there's one person going, well, I hope they're okay, but I just don't agree with their lifestyle. I don't agree that that's. And I just wrote, maybe shut the fuck up. Because now is just not the fucking time.
No!
Now's not the time. But my favorite reaction that I've ever read of hers.
Oh yeah, and this is the other thing. Now, because I literally could care less. Listen, a lot of you think I'm ugly, and you think I can't wrestle, and you think I'm an untalented bitch,
Again,
or whatever.
me yesterday.
I could give two shits. Okay, but every so often,
But this is
I
why-
want to be entertained.
But it's fun in what you. So if somebody says
And also,
to
at the
you-
end of the day, all you motherfuckers that are talking shit online, pay my bills, and
True.
you're so obsessed with me that you keep coming back for more.
That's also
so
the
keep it
joke.
up. You're
Wait.
giving me likes and views, and
That's the other thing about social
what do
media.
we like?
Money.
That
It's
too.
Social media, the double-edged sword of social media, where the rage bait. People will say things, and it's
and
like,
they want, and then they'll.
I'm like, let's stop responding to this because it's it's a lot of times, especially this new attitude of social media is like, thanks for the engagement. Thanks for the engagement.
Yeah.
When you're like, no, I fucking hate you and I hate what you just said and you're an evil person. But it's like, because you comment, that they have numbers on their side. We're like, well, I get this much engagement.
And you know what? One of the main things too that when I realized this and was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, why am I responding to Cheeto eating troll in North Dakota? Nothing against Cheetos or North Dakota.
And Cheeto eating troll 2, you're fine. It's just the first one.
The first one. Is that then they will like remember when they troll people and remember when you respond to them and then put it in their bio.
Yes.
Like Taya Valkyrie replied to my tweet or made Taya Valkyrie mad on this day. And I go, are you guys fucking serious?
Yeah, like
you're all insane.
I should have
hobbies. Everyone needs a hobby. Start knitting. I don't know.
That's the thing I started telling people. I'm like, hey, you know,
art.
like this is a friendly.
Go take a meditation class or something.
I'm saying this not to be shady, but like you need a life.
Yeah,
like this is
life.
not worth complaining about the new Superman before the movie comes out. Like, baby, just get a life. It'll help. But my favorite reply that I ever saw of yours, I came across it whether it was Threads or Twitter when I still had Twitter. But somebody talks about your yellow hair.
Oh yeah, people.
And they go,
this drives people.
It was Instagram.
Insane.
And
it's actually like.
Okay, but here's what this person said.
I never realized that it would cause so much divide on the internet.
But it's iconic. But this is what the person said. They go, Taya Valkyrie and her piss yellow hair, and
like a barf emoji or something. Yeah.
And you didn't respond to really any of the things. This is the only one you responded to, and you go, if your piss is this color, you should probably see a doctor. And I was like, that is fun. That is funny.
Yes.
That's how you clap back.
And that's what I've been doing now is like every so often, and I'll get in a mood. And like, I'll even like, I've been out with you or Josh or someone, and I just like look at my phone, I'm silent for a little bit. And like, literally, I swear you'll look at me and be like, uh-oh. I'm like, might have stirred some shit up. And it's just like one little thing. And then exactly like what you say, do not respond to whatever happens. Because I drop the little chum in the water. And then listen, all the people that do love me, because there are so many people that do, and so many people have supported my career, and I love all of you, will defend me.
Yeah, exactly. The people who matter, like that's who you should be concerned with. Also, I just have all notifications turned off on all social media.
I taught you about that.
So I don't.
You don't
Instagram, the only reason why I want to turn it back on for Instagram is because I live and die by like sending my friends reels.
The amount of reels that Bobby sends us on a regular basis.
Sending reels are just the best. But I have all notifications off, so I don't even know. And I'll on my thread, especially my threads, my comments on threads, I will be out in the wild, and Brennan, who is supposed to be on the pod today, he's here, but hopefully we have time for him. Brennan will be like, every time I see him, he's like, he will comment in real life, he will comment on my social media. And I go, that feels like the real win, where I run into a friend and they go, oh my God, that thing you said, that thing you said on
picture or whatever it was.
That thing you said on social media was incredible. And I go, that means more than anything I get.
And that's the thing, like I do enjoy, being creative and coming up with videos and coming up with photo shoots and showing you guys our lives and like what we're doing, because like that's who I am. And it's sad that sometimes it makes me not want to do that because of the way that people react.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, I am in a point in my life, and I'm sure you are too, and it comes with maturity, everybody. And also just realizing that like that world is fake. I would never listen to those people who are commenting on my things. I would never even talk to them if I saw them on the street. Why would I care about their opinion now? So just live your life. Be kind to one another.
Also,
don't be a piece of shit.
Literally, like it's not that.
God,
it's not hard.
Be nice.
Also,
you don't have to agree with everything
I have to tell
either.
You, though, this is from me to you. This term, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, has been ruined for me because you have recently gotten me into UK Love Island UK season 5. And
Tommy and Molly May. Hello.
There's Anton. He's from the first episode, and I've realized 8 episodes in, Anton says at least 5 times an episode at the end of the day. Well, at the beginning of the day, and I'm like, I almost text you, if Anton says at the beginning of the day one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
Oh my God.
I was like, stop saying, at the end of the day, I was like,
well, at the end of the day.
He's also Scottish, so he's like, oh, I can't do Scottish.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
I'm not even going to try. But,
no.
I just heard you say it at the end of the day, and I'm like, Anton,
I
you
just got him.
Anton from Love Island UK season
5.
You ruined that term. I wonder if anybody else noticed how much he says that.
But it is true, though, at the end of the day.
So actually, and also, okay, so, but I do think we need to talk about some of the truly positive things that have come from social media.
There are so many positives.
There are. First and foremost, it is like the cross-country connection you can keep with your family and see pictures of
everything.
Even before, like especially when it was like their pictures on phones weren't as common, whatever, but you could still be in contact with your friends and your family and and there's negative sides of that too, but I want to kind of pivot the end of this episode as we come closer to the end to really the positive things about social media, because there are a lot of positives.
We want to go out on a positive note.
And I think another really positive thing is the worldwide connection.
Absolutely.
About the connections, not the differences.
Connections.
And I do think that social media had a huge part in like kind of gay rights and racial equality, because these things, the way that media was before, it was just very limiting. And now you lived in this world where you're connected. Your hearts can be connected to somebody across the country, and you
might relate to someone that you didn't think you would relate to.
But you're not alone. Like, it is this kind of thing that, as it grew, you were like, oh my God, I'm not alone. And, and it's also people, weird cat people, like, but, I mean that positively, but being like, oh my God, there's other people.
And I feel like even for myself, there's like in wrestling and entertainment, there's a lot of people that I talk to across Instagram or whatever that I've never met in person. Mm-hmm. And then I do meet them in person. For example, when it was WrestleMania weekend, there is this amazing queer artist, Recno, that I've been following for a long time, DJ. And I walked into this party and they were there. And I go, oh my God, Recno. And they were just like, oh my God, Taya, Valkyrie. And it was like, we had this like small communication online, but we had connected through the music and through the arts and like what we love and things like that. And then to meet them in person was so cool. So I love those kinds of moments. And in wrestling, it happens a lot. With like girls that I followed their careers in Japan, and then they come and work with us. Like recently for us in AEW would be Thekla. Like I had been following her career with Stardom forever, but I'd never met her in person. Then we saw each other in person. It was just like, oh my gosh. And you feel like you know these people because you've connected through what you're posting online or the things that you like.
When you see them in
which
real
is
life,
so
you're
cool.
Like, I've heard of you, but like you've actually had like little references and little comments and likes and stuff. So like you have almost kind of this pre-connection going in, like this kind of lubricant that's like eases you into this like more comfortable conversation, and you don't feel weird like talking to them.
It almost rips off that Band-Aid of like for the first meeting or the awkward friend level to a certain degree. But it's been really cool to like not only have like my fans come up to me at different events and be like, oh my gosh, you posted this, it connected with me this way, I have to tell you this story, and then we have this whole interaction, which is so magical. So it has brought so many more people together. Of course there's always going to be those that are
I think it's just easy
bonking
to like
heads, but
I think it's just easy to like really it is easy to focus on the hate and the negative, but really there is a lot of love, a lot of it's just
people
like
taking care of each other, people supporting each other.
Racial inequality, or people like giving snaps for like you did it, girl.
Bruiser's Bill.
Bruiser's Bill, but people going online and going, just being proud of themselves, and other people jumping on like, so proud of you.
Yeah.
And, like, people who are like, I'm first generation graduate, or posting that, and it's like then you see all the comments of people going, yeah.
And those accounts that share those joyous moments and share videos of people, of all walks of life doing all sorts of extraordinary things, and then you're really getting to see the world from a different perspective. So I think that that's really special.
And also, exactly. And then there's also the little things that bring you joy. Like one of my favorite things is people walking into glass doors. A video of somebody walking into a glass window.
Or the cellophane. Have you seen the like plastic wrap ones?
Where the eyelashes are still on the cellophane?
Yes.
I mean, there is that. We used to have America's Funniest Home Videos. I don't know.
We don't need it anymore.
We have that in Canada.
We had that in Canada. Yeah.
But that was kind of like you watch people's home movies, and now that we have so many cameras rolling everywhere, and also clever skits. Like also there's the
sharing of art.
A sharing of art, and the positive thing is like Quentin Brunson really started. She started a BuzzFeed, And now she's doing Abbott Elementary, but her rise was really through social media and seeing this creative artist, performer, writer have this outlet, this ability to.
People are creating careers off of social
Yeah.
media, and like I know that people are like, oh, content creator, influencer, blah blah blah, and there's some sort of negative,
Podcasters.
But listen, this is a way for people to express themselves coming from any walk of life, anywhere. Anyone can grab their phone or their camera and create a video, express themselves,
and then have the receiver also
show their art,
felt like getting to watch the art.
Yeah.
Feel the joy, feel the connection, feel the that's just joy. Sometimes just going through reels, it's like I just want to feel some joy, some numbness. Sure, there's dark things, but like I can just skip past that.
Yeah, I don't know. My algorithm doesn't show me that. It's like fashion, Pomeranians, and jokes.
What would my algorithm show me? My algorithm shows me I'll get some political stuff because sometimes I stop. But I realize if you just go past it really quick, you'll stop getting it as much. But if you stop and look at one fucking political post, and whether you're left or right, it will, if you stop somewhere,
it will show you
and
stuff.
then it'll keep bringing things up because like whether you're this side or this side, so you stop them both.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you'll start getting more things. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to.
I just want to see the cat fighting with the mouse. Like I just want to see the Pomeranian driving the little Lamborghini car.
I want to see a cat next to a cucumber and see the cat fly up into the air because they're scared of cucumbers.
Oh my God, I forgot about those videos.
Oh my God,
that was the time. I also like the food videos, the cooking stuff, and
I don't like these.
The ASMRs, yeah. We don't.
Wait. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it.
We're not good at it.
I'm not good at it.
I feel like I found a lot of like new artists, new designers of clothes.
Yeah,
a lot of people that are styling things differently in different parts of the world, which I think is so interesting and cool.
Another thing, like businesses, cake pop, like people can like really like
start a business from their home and make money to support their families.
Art, like posting your beautiful cakes, your beautiful like your skill. Your cooking, another thing, recipes. There are so many positive things with social media. There are parts of it where I go, can we just restart? Can we start the internet over again? Because it felt a lot more positive in the beginning, and now what really bothers me, and I'm not going into it, but just the rage bait stuff. The people who post or say things for a reaction,
yes,
not for anything other than engagement on social media, whether they even believe what they're saying or not. They're just trying to gauge. They just want people to comment and react.
And get mad.
And it really, on Threads, you'll see it a lot where 23 likes and then you'll see 800 comments. Because it's just, in all the comments, which I love about Threads, people are like, Threads is the place where people will go, you're fucking stupid. Twitter, you get all the people and the bots going like, we agree.
Yeah.
And it's a complete AI video that's completely made up.
Oh, there's so much of that.
A bald
now
ego
it's
snatching
bad.
a wig off of a congressperson. It's like, that's not even real.
That didn't happen.
And they're like, there was one that was like, Gordon Ramsay kicks Whoopi Goldberg out of the restaurant. This is also like not true. And this is something that happened 5 years ago, but it was one of those things. Somebody wrote an article that he kicked her out, which is just not what happened.
Yeah.
They like each other, and it was like a joke or something. But it resurfaced this week,
and then it's all again.
They're like, oh yeah, fucking kick that heifer out of that restaurant, and I'm like,
No.
This is fake. You guys believe this? This is not real.
Yeah, I feel like that also happens even for me in wrestling. Like, there's this video where I actually got injured really badly. And like was in the hospital.
Who is it?
It was my own fault. I didn't stand up all the way before doing a moonsault. And this happened in maybe 2018, 2017, 2018, maybe. I don't even know. And this video of me basically scorpioning myself, like I fell backwards, hit my head on the front, like, or on the bottom rope. It was very bad. I was knocked out for a second. And people will that video will resurface over and over again every couple of years. And people are like, what a fucking idiot. She doesn't know what she's doing. She should quit. What a loser. And I'm like, guys, first of all,
oh my God,
like this was years ago. Secondly, I could have gotten paralyzed. So many horrible things, worse things could have happened. Thank God I only had like a bruised orbital bone and like all this kind of stuff. But like things like that, like things will recycle and come back and back and back. And just when you're like, okay, we got over it, great. Someone else did something stupid, whatever. It comes back, and that's annoying to me.
Because the internet,
like, come on, guys.
Forgets.
We never people bringing things up about people's ex relationships or whatever it is. Like,
The
guys,
other problem is, it's like, it's a
that was 10 years ago. Like, what are we doing?
It's a 24-hour
nonstop
worldwide cycle, and I think sometimes our human
need to
brains
take a
were
break.
not meant to compute all of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So, what is your favorite? What's your favorite social media site? Do you have a favorite?
I definitely think it's Instagram. I'm really trying to grow my TikTok because I'm trying to stay with the times.
Oh, I have a TikTok, you guys. It's probably Bobby Blueberry. I couldn't tell you because I barely remember.
It's at Bobby Blueberry. I only know that because I'm the one that does all the.
I don't
like that pod.
Because I don't know how to repost our pods. I guess I just had to post it again myself on my page. I have one post on my page.
It's weird.
TikTok. Figure
it out. It's like, so that's, I'm really trying,
I have one
but it's
TikTok,
hard.
and it was an accident. There was a Buffy filter. Which Buffy character are you? And I probably did it like 3 times in a row, and I kept getting Tara, which live for that. And then I accidentally posted it. I didn't know I was posting it, and it's the only one. I want to say I have 18 followers on Instagram. Adam Lambert's one of them. Because we're a friend of mine, but I'm like, I don't know how TikTok works.
Yeah, but I will say that Instagram is probably my favorite because I really feel like I understand how it works. And I mean, all these actually, technologies.
Threads might be my new favorite.
But these technologies are changing and evolving so quickly too. It's like very hard to keep up. And even for me, who is literally on social media every single day, who is very vigilant about like making sure that things are getting posted so the algorithms don't change, so people can see our stuff, that the content can get shared. It's still very hard. But I think that Instagram is probably my favorite. And I love now how Instagram collabs with Facebook because I don't have to repost to like my fan page that I have on Facebook.
Yeah, are you? Because it'll say like, oh, you guys have 2 comments on Facebook, and then I go on. I'm like, are we even friends on Facebook?
I don't think so, but everything that I post on my Instagram will automatically go to my Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Taya Valkyrie, that I've had for 1 million years.
I need to go look at that.
But it has like 300 and something thousand followers on it or something.
I never ever go to Facebook.
But Facebook, yeah, Facebook can be very fickle. It's like very up and down. But Instagram, I feel like I kind of have like an understanding of it.
I think
Twitter drives me crazy.
Twitter is my least favorite. Number one.
I post for work purposes on there, but it's not my thing.
I think it's like Instagram, but I really do like Threads. I love because Instagram I go on and I like look at other people's stuff and I'll just repost the things you do for us.
Yeah.
But on Threads I actually engage on Threads. I do my comments, I do my memes. Follow my threads. Follow me for my replies, not for my post at Bobby Blueberry. Threads.com.
Come for the chaos, stay for the delusion.
Yes, the delusion. But is there anything else social media wise?
I would just say the other thing that I like about Instagram, and I feel like other social medias are starting to do this too, is they actually have a way that you can filter comments. So like keywords that I think, because so they'll get, the comment will get deleted. And I honestly think that that's better for everyone's mental health. I don't need to see that you think I'm a fat cow. And on a regular basis.
I'm not afraid to block. I'm
a huge believer in blocking.
Not afraid to block.
Instagram now also has that thing where like if you're blocking one account, it's like they will try to also block any accounts that other person has created under a different name, because that's also common because people will
nobody should have more than 2
Instagrams.
And like, yes, 2 on one platform, like, because you can have a fan page or you can have your private. I know people have their Twitter, then they have their like risque Twitter, like,
or their Finsta, their fake. Yeah,
but
you
should not have
that.
5 on one thing, so you can go and comment and blah blah. Because also sometimes if somebody blocks you, you can go to your other little account and go to see because someone will block you, comment on your thing, and then block you so you can't see what they wrote, and they got the last word. But also, baby, I was never coming back.
You're not even in my orbit. Like, get away.
I was never coming back.
Yeah.
So you got me, gal. Who cares?
Yeah. No, it's I think it's important, to try and keep it positive, and no matter how strong we say we are, no matter how, at the end of the day, like, I don't care. Some stuff is still hurtful and awful, and so I just kind of, I love a block. I love a go away. And I just also be like, if you're going to comment stuff like that on my Instagram, you are not meant to be here. And I do not need to know anything about you. So goodbye.
No, but I also live, you know me.
You live for my every so often, my little snarky, sassy comment.
And I live for my reels. I know I sent because I have you and Bleach 10 have our group. But I will also send you separately and him separately because also
Other
I'm
things.
Barbie with reels all day. Charlotte, however, my friend Charlotte, I know she's a long time listener. Charlotte does win the award every year for reels. Like there's a thing that says a congratulations. Like you can send someone a reel that says like congratulations, you're the best reel sender.
Oh my God.
Charlotte, you are unequivocally my favorite reel sender to and from her. Because I'll show you some of the ones that we send each other. But Sparkle Coven with
Yeah.
Bleach Town, we there are lots of good ones.
It can get, sometimes I'll be like, there are 5.
Yeah.
And like, I haven't looked at my account for like an hour. And then
they're all for me.
And they're all just like stupid.
They're stupid,
But also the best. And I laugh to myself.
because it's all some of them are just.
And also, I know that I send you a lot of reels that will be subjects of like, or things we've talked about on the pod. I'll be like, oh my God, look at this.
Because next time we're not going to do it today because we have Brennan coming on. He's going to sing some songs, but we want to talk about the dark corners of the internet. We're going to do it in the not next episode, but we're going to do another episode about
because we have
the
some
dark
things
corners.
to say. We've brought it up a
the
couple
reborn
times.
babies. Oh my God, you guys!
Pigeon
reborn
contest.
Pigeon contest. I just right before we started, there was a frog jumping contest, and it's dark. There are so many.
People have to pick their own hobbies, whatever makes your little heart happy.
Yeah, so if you are listening or watching, if you guys could send the I Don't Like That podcast Instagram, it's anything like kind of in that world of the reborn babies at like Disney where you're like, whoa, this is a
what
group
is going
of ladies
on, but I
with
can't
fake
turn
babies.
away.
You send it to
Send
us
it to
because we
us.
want to talk about those things that are like dark. The horse.
Oh, the hobby horse
The
competitions.
hobby horse where it's
jumping
like, why is there an audience for this? Is jumping and they're
Should
like,
we go to it?
well, I want to do medieval times.
Okay, we'll start at medieval times and we'll work our way up. Or work our way down. We're not sure.
But yeah, there's just some dark corners of the internet that so send us some and we'll give you a shout out on the pod if you send us one that we use for that episode.
But I think that's it for today.
I think that's
Thank you for listening to me rant there for a little bit, but whatever.
Again,
I know sometimes I need to get it out.
Be kind.
Be kind to one another.
Unless someone's being mean and they're a bully, then be mean to them. I don't care. Fuck them. Like, and I mean that from my heart. If someone's being mean to somebody else, especially they're more vulnerable, fucking don't be afraid. Yeah. And you can never go wrong with a meme. And never return.
See their comments.
Never return to the comments.
Stay silent.
Stay vigilant out there. Thanks for listening.
We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye. I Don't Like That podcast is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.